mean, I accidentally doxed Kuro the other day when I gave out her entire real social security number online on my stream. So it is good practice. I think that's a good habit to
You
get
don't have
into.
a stream.
I agree.
I streamed the shit out of Reventure. It was a good game.
I remember that. I don't even know Kuro's social security number by heart. How did you get it?
Well, now you can watch my stream. Just catch the VOD.
Oh, fuck.
That is one hell of a play for viewership.
I have to stop hitting that button.
Gotta stop hitting that button.
It's the same button, in fact. So, welcome back to this bullshit. I think it should be over soon. And you can take that to mean anything you need it to mean.
Your
Don't forget
life's
to
about to be over soon.
Yeah, that was... so we're about to play the super special secret double true ending.
And don't forget to activate the narrator for this one.
It's true, I did promise.
Are we in the correct place in the timeline?
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, we did put ourselves on flow for it, I thought.
Oh, that does kind of look like we're in the right place for the timeline.
Yeah, I think we made the point to flow and then save it.
Very well. All right, narrator, get to it. ...
No, you need a cute anime girl noise.
You can provide that. You're much better for it.
But you're the one who bitched about having the narrator. Pony
that
up.
was not a narrator line. This one is. Clover looked down at her hand, clawed as it is, and traced with her finger the faint blue veins that crisscrossed them. Seven shoved his arms into the front of his coveralls, Jesus Christ, and scratched his stomach.
Hey, would someone do me a huge favor and double check that everything's coming through on Twitch?
I am on Twitch, hold on.
No one spoke.
Yeah, it's coming through.
Silence made the air feel thick and oppressive.
Hold, can someone give me a reminder of what just happened? I see we're in the room with...
Shut up!
You don't get context on the... You don't get context on this show, you know that.
We were...
I think everyone is still alive.
We're standing in front of door 9 with Clover and Seven.
Yeah.
And there's the coffin that has Snake in it?
Yes.
But we haven't discovered that yet. I don't think.
Well, as that happens, it makes the sum total 18 and the digital root 9 to have Snake, so isn't that just perfect?
Was this the timeline where Santa goes crazy?
Unestablished as of yet.
I don't think I was there for Santa going crazy.
Well, that's your own fault. You should have watched the VOD.
I should have.
No, I think this is the timeline where Santa went crazy.
Mm-hmm. And we're on the west end of the flowchart.
Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy.
What a bad game.
Right?
I looked up the plot of it once, and it didn't make enough of an impression on me to remember it.
I just want to know what gift that bitch did want.
Those things don't make an impression to make you remember them.
That's not necessarily true, and also, how do you know that?
Because you generally don't remember things.
I am having more trouble with my memory these days, but I'm told everybody does because there's a pandemic out there.
That's the real side effect.
That's
Desperate for something, anything to occupy his mind. Junpei walks to the larger of the two number 9 doors.
I'm confused again. If Santa didn't kidnap those people...
We just left them... They're like, we split up, right?
Yes.
Like, everyone is still alive, and we've puzzled our way...
Why aren't they in this scene?
Because we haven't
We haven't come back to them yet.
Yeah. This is like us discovering the door for the first time?
I don't know. Everyone seems pretty chill about it.
I can think of only one way to find out.
I could think of two ways, actually, but I see your meaning.
You stood in front of it and looked at the red. It read, engaged.
What did the red read?
Engage.
Look at the fucking screen, you motherfucking
I think
cobblepot
he's trying to prompt a
wank.
joke.
Engage, you son of a bitch. Engage. He moved to the
Right.
smaller door.
You walking pile of sentient raccoons in a trench coat. Fucking look at the fucking screen.
Read it yourself, motherfucker.
I was actually trying to get a red wine joke out
No,
of
fuck off.
Alpha.
The
But-
digital root of everybody who insists on talking during the narration was 7. 5 plus 4 plus 7 equals 16. Digital root 7. There was no possible way for them to open a door with the number 9 on it. Junpei touched the surface of the door.
So who was bad in this timeline to abandon them here if it wasn't Santa
June.
with a... Was it Ace with a gun?
Well, Ace had the gun when they were in the furnace.
Oh, is everybody else dead? Is this the one where everyone else is dead?
You thought about June,
I hope
about
so.
Akane Kurashiki. Was she safe? That was all that mattered to him. If she was alive, if she had escaped this horrible boat, that was what Junpei prayed for. 7 came up next to him. He pulled off his hat, scratched his head, and sighed.
So, what do you want to do, Junpei?
What do you mean, what do I want to do? What can we do?
7 opened his mouth to respond when
Open up. It's Snake.
a noise echoed through the room. Someone was pounding on something vigorously. Wasn't mechanical. It was certainly human. Junpei and 7 looked at one another.
What the hell is that?
Shh, quiet!
Clover motioned to 7 to be quiet. She put one finger to her lips, the other someplace else, and closed her eyes in concentration.
Don't reward that with a laugh.
That's kind of weird.
The 3 of them listened, trying to determine where the sound was coming from.
Where is it coming from? Could it be?
Hey, I think it's coming from this coffin.
You're right!
Let's open it.
But how?
What are those muscles for? For show?
You're telling me to force it open?
Just shut up and try!
Junpei and 7 grabbed hold of the coffin. They tried to get a good grip with what little purchase they could find, and pulled with all their strength.
Damn it!
Man, it won't even budge.
There was some sort of keypad attached to the coffin. Its purpose would not have been difficult to determine. Their eyes were almost immediately drawn to it.
Not another one.
Yeah, looks like it.
Do you think we have to put in the right password or it won't open?
I think so.
The noise wasn't stopping. In fact, it was getting louder.
Whoever or whatever's inside this thing wants out, and now.
I know that. But how?
Without a passcode, I don't think there's much we can do.
They couldn't even tell how many numbers the passcode needed to be.
Isn't there a hint somewhere?
Well, let's look for one.
Unfortunately, there didn't seem to be anything near the coffin. Clover ran to examine the pews, and 7 investigated the desk, but they turned up nothing.
Ugh, There's nothing here.
Not making this easy, are they?
The sound still wouldn't stop. It wasn't a noise that belonged in that room.
It's a weird way of saying it.
Yeah, they didn't
More
earn
like-
that amount of
What's
poetry.
the passcode?
If they had sort of set up the...
What am I supposed to do? How can we figure it out? I need something.
The world blinked. Suddenly there was a voice inside of Junpei's head. Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Ah, now truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
Wait, what? What the hell was that? That voice?
Junpei was utterly and completely baffled.
Huh? What?
What's up?
Seven and Clover ran over to him, but Junpei didn't know what to tell him.
Huh?
If he told them he'd heard a voice, they'd laugh. Or worse, think he was going insane. So all he said was...
Oh, nothing.
He cleared his throat a little too loud and looked pointedly down at his bracelet. There were a pair of small buttons protruding from either side of it. Junpei. He pressed the buttons.
What?
Truth had come, truth had come, truth had come.
Truth
I
had
believe
gone.
it was gone. Right, left, right, left, right, left. I think this is the same one we
Yeah, I
had
think
before.
it's the same puzzle.
That was it. Eight numbers blinked on and then off on the bracelet display. Junpei checked one last time. 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
Huh?
Huh?
Hey, what the hell were those numbers?
Oh my gosh. Are those...
Huh.
Junpei didn't answer. He simply walked straight to the coffin.
See, that was a good ellipsis noise.
He knelt down in front of the keypad, running over the numbers in his head so that he wouldn't forget.
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1. 1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
With trembling fingers, he punched them in. 3, 4, 2, 1. That was all of them. He punched the E button. There was a moment of complete silence, like the same silence you get from playing Bowser's Big Blast. Then there was the sound of the coffin lid unlatching. Someone sat up out of it.
Huh. No way!
What?
Why are you...
Snake?
Oh? Is that you, Clover? I apologize for worrying you.
Snake!
Snake!
Why?
Junpei? And Seven? Is that you? Is everyone else there as well?
Just like Rip Van Winkle. Still, it was very much like Snake to simply cut to the heart of the matter and ask.
Oh.
Jeez.
Junpei and Seven shared a wry smile. Clover's eyes were filled with tears.
You're back!
With a cry of joy, she leapt into Snake's arms.
And I still want to know why he's
Gently
dressed
now.
like a vampire.
I mean, somebody took his clothes.
My
But-
body's still
Yeah.
a little weak.
That this was the replacement is a little strange.
You're back!
Clover looked like nothing so much as a lost child who had finally found her home. She cried and cried and cried. Her eyes were red, her nose was running, She hiccuped and gasped as if she were about to begin hyperventilating.
You're back! You're really here!
Her voice was happy, but almost desperate, as if she feared he would disappear again if she'd stopped talking to him. Tear after tremendous tear rolled its way down her face. Her small arms strained as she clutched Snake's body as tightly as she could. Perhaps she had to convince herself he was real. Perhaps she was worried he would be gone the moment she let go. Perhaps she simply didn't know what else to do.
You're back!
Come now, what's gotten into you? You're acting as though I've returned from the grave.
Not as though you did. I really thought you were dead.
Huh?
I was about to kill everyone with an axe.
Yeah.
You jerk! Idiot! Idiot! Idiot!
Baka, baka, baka.
Clover broke into sobs so great she could no longer talk. Thank God. It was a touching reunion between brother and sister. Even though Junpei knew they had little time and every minute they waited was a minute they wasted, it felt cruel to pull them apart. Junpei and Seven sat down on one of the pews, waiting for Clover to calm down before explaining to Snake what had transpired. And when they finally did,
All the times you have an opportunity to go over
I
something
see.
again and again and
I
again.
believe I understand things
Now
rather
you're not
well
gonna
now.
take it?
Thank you.
The one
I know,
moment
right?
it would be useful to us.
right?
In the shower room, there is a dead body wearing my clothes. Because of that, you thought that I was dead, correct?
He'd quickly and neatly summarize the events of several hours.
Yeah.
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 You also discovered a corpse in the captain's quarters, and Santa turned on you here, in this room.
Oh, this
Okay.
was Santa's betrayal.
Do I have it straight?
Well, the dead body in the captain's quarters is a surprise.
Sorry, there wasn't a good time to tell you.
Don't worry about it.
Ugh.
Well then,
What's a few corpses between friends?
I've got a pretty
Right.
decent idea of what happened while I was indisposed. But
Hey, he's wearing a bracelet.
it's still something of a mystery who did all this, and why.
He was last time, too.
The corpse in the
Remember he
shower
pulled the
room
arm
that looked
trick.
like me, and the corpse in the captain's quarters.
Didn't we quote unquote get Snake's bracelet?
Why were they killed in the way they were?
No,
You don't know?
I don't
No.
remember.
Why
Fuck
would
it.
I?
Who cares?
The guy in
Who
the shower.
cares?
We don't know who he is, so let's just call him Mr. X. Anyway, this Mr. X is wearing Snake's clothes. But you're wearing some kind of weird robes. That means
Yes!
someone took your clothes and put them on Mr. X. We need to figure out who that was.
Do
I
we?
apologize, but I have no idea who might have done this to me. I only just now woke up. I was unconscious during all the events you just described to me. They must have undressed me and changed my clothes during that time.
And he somehow
When
had
were you
enough air to
knocked out?
survive.
When we split up to
Maybe
look
it
for the
wasn't
red.
airtight.
Where did they get you? Do you remember?
It was a small room in one of the hallways on C deck.
What happened?
The same thing that happened to every one of us when we were abducted. A canister releasing some sort of gas was thrown into the room. I believe the gas is some sort of incapacitating agent.
Then that means it was...
0.
Looks that way, huh?
There's nothing else I have to tell you. When I woke up, I was in this coffin.
Junpei crossed his arms and thought.
Why? Why did 0 make Mr. X wear Snake's clothes? How would that benefit 0? I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean? And I have no idea how I got the passcode for the coffin either. Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Where did those words come from? Why did I feel compelled to push the buttons on the bracelet after hearing them?
Seven had asked him about it while they waited for Clover to finish crying. He'd had no answer for him then, and he still didn't now.
She'll
All I
never
know is
stop.
my fingers moved on their own. It was like I did it subconsciously. I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean?
His mind was a maelstrom of mysteries, clues, theories, and more mysteries. He could barely think.
Also, Snake and Clover had been subjects in a similar experiment 9 years ago.
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. And someone did actually die. A girl. Her name was...
There had been another experiment conducted on this same ship 9 years ago, and a girl had died during it. Morphogenetic field theory. The 2 murders. Switching clothes. The nonary game.
Boy, I hope he comes up with a conclusion after this, because none of those things connected to something in my head.
I must admit, I'm at a loss myself.
Do we think that the ghost of the girl who died has been possessing June or possessing different people, and that the ghost is
All right,
Zero?
ready? The ghost of the girl who died is possessing the body of the mummy.
Okay.
That's very dumb, but I accept that
They
might
couldn't
be
spend that much
possible.
time on the mummy without her being a part of it.
And whatever strange thing was happening to Junpei himself, the maelstrom in his head spat out words and ideas that disappeared back into it, almost as soon as he grasped them. But as he struggled through them, Junpei began to realize something.
We can get out of here.
There was something that tied all of them together. And the point connecting the dots...
Zero. He's the ringleader. The person who trapped 9 of us on this sinking ship. Zero should know everything. If we can uncover Zero's identity, all of our questions will be answered.
I mean, that part was pretty obvious. Of course he's the ringleader. Who was Zero? Junpei had the beginnings of a theory.
Do we have time for this? Can we do this after we escape?
If he could only test it.
No.
Or
Don't you understand how anime bullshit works? It works time.
Yeah, it's just making me nervous.
At any rate, we'll have plenty
You're
of time
always
to
nervous.
decipher the details later.
Fair.
For now, it is of utmost importance that we escape. Junpei, it was 4:30 the last time you checked the clock, yes? That means we have less than an hour. We must hurry.
Hey, how are we gonna get out of here?
Isn't that obvious? Through the other number 9 door.
idiot, do some math.
Oh yeah, you're right. With Snake, we can open the door.
Don't tell me you
Yeah,
hadn't figured
bitch.
that
Do
out.
it.
As they sniped back and forth, Junpei glanced at Snake's left hand. He was wearing a bracelet with a 2 on it.
Come on, you gotta tell me these things.
I, assumed you'd figured it out.
Forget it. Let's just get going.
7 stomped off toward the smaller number 9 door. Clover, Snake, and Junpei followed. 7 quickly laid the red. An asterisk appeared on the screen. Junpei and the others followed suit and laid the scanner panel. Soon there were 4 asterisks on the screen. 7 glanced at them, then laid his hand on the lever.
All right, you guys ready to go?
Yes!
Yep.
Junpei paused
Not
for a
yet.
moment.
Huh?
Before we go in, I'd like to check something.
You want to check something?
Yeah, but before I do, 7, could you pull the lever? I want to make sure we can verify with just the 4 of us.
What do you mean? We don't need...
Just do it, all right? But if the door opens, don't go in yet, okay? Please, this is really important. I
Don't
really
set
need
off
to
the
check this,
bomb.
okay? Work with me here.
Only if you enter. We'll be able to do an opening and a closing, theoretically.
Junpei looked directly into 7's eyes. The older man looked back for a moment, lovingly, then nodded.
Fine.
This is not kind of fucking
7 pulled down on his lever, and the number 9 door creaked open. Then they waited. 6, 7, 8, 9, After 9 seconds, the door closed.
Huh. All right,
9?
that means the 4 of us can go into door 9.
So, we knew that already. It's obvious.
Obvious. Yeah, you're right. It is. Now, what happens if we add Zero's bracelet?
What?
Zero's bracelet?
Why don't you take it out, Clover?
For a moment, Clover looked surprised, but she recovered quickly and stuck her tongue out at Junpei.
So you did know I had it. I picked it up because I thought it might be useful sometime.
She reached into one of the pockets of her voluminous jacket and produced the bracelet.
A strange way of phrasing that.
Junpei took it from her and turned to Seven.
This was on the left hand of the corpse in the captain's quarters. If you look at it, you can see it's got a 0 on the face. Just to make this a little easier to talk about, I'm gonna call the guy we found dead in the captain's quarters, Cap. Then I should be able to open door 9 with just me, Clover, and his bracelet. Though the big question is, if Cap is the mastermind of this game, would he really put one of these bracelets on? Anyway, let's just give it a shot. Clover, give me your hand.
Okay.
Now the captain's bracelet. And pull
Wait,
the lever.
hang on.
Yes.
However,
Why are we hanging on?
well, no, I was saying hang on a second in reference to what happens to Seven and Snake now.
I am
If they
worried that
take the
he's gonna
bracelet
like.
Zero,
Oh,
the door didn't open.
They die.
The Red's display, well, read it yourself.
I knew it. Now, what does this tell us?
Maybe the bracelet has to be on your wrist in order for it to work?
No, that's impossible. Did you see how the panel showed a 3rd asterisk when I scanned Cap's bracelet? Whether or not it's on your wrist doesn't matter. All you have to do is put the bracelet near the panel for it to register.
Seven waved his bracelet in front of the scanner panel, and sure enough, a single asterisk appeared on the Red.
Huh. Looks like you're right.
See? So what does that mean? There's only one possibility.
That bracelet isn't the number 0. Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Then what number is it?
Let's find out.
Junpei. He scanned the bracelets with the following combination. So, what do we think the 0 bracelet truly is?
6, right?
I don't. Yeah, I know we technically did this before, but I don't remember what the answer was. Was it?
think
That
the answer
doesn't
was
mean
6.
it's going to be the same either.
No, but it's worth testing. So, assuming it is 6, what do we
So-
want?
18, so 12. Can we get a 12 out of this?
Assuming it's 6, we want 7 and
7 and
Junpei.
Junpei?
Correct. Option E.
Let's try 7, me, and Cap. If this combination opens the door, then Cap's bracelet is number 6.
It was the same.
Hey, it opened! The door opened!
What? Why? What does that mean?
But Seven and Clover seemed rather shaken. As they turned to look at Junpei for answers.
You fucked them all.
Hmm?
The door slid heavily shut. Junpei raised an eyebrow.
Isn't it obvious? Cap's bracelet is number 6.
But doesn't it say 0?
This isn't a 0. The symbol on here isn't a number 0. It's a letter O.
Oh.
Whoa, wait a minute. I don't get it. I mean, we figured out that Cap's bracelet is 6, right?
Yeah,
Does that mean there are 2 people with 6s?
Before Junpei could answer, Snake spoke up. Does everybody
There
else here
is
get
most
it?
likely only one person with a 6.
Is it Hex?
That's correct. To a
But-
point.
I don't get it. What about June?
Well,
Actually,
this is only an educated guess, but...
no, not quite.
I think
It's-
June's number was never 6 to begin with. Her
But
bracelet was flipped. In other
She was
words,
9.
June's real number is
9.
But then how would she be able to proceed as if she were... Oh,
Does the digital
because a
root
9 would not affect the digital root at all.
that seems the most likely.
But if you're trying to add 6 and you instead add 9, you're going to overshoot by 3. So we would have sent her through a door at some point, and she wouldn't have been able to get through. Unless she
Then all
had
this
one of those
numbered door
fainting
stuff was
spells.
just a load of crap?
Unless she fainted before every door that she was going to authenticate for.
Those didn't seem connected to doors, though.
How did they do this?
Why would you say that?
Because if June is 9, then the numbers wouldn't match up.
Okay, so we're addressing that. Clover grabbed Junpei's notebook and began to write furiously in it.
Here, look.
Furiously.
Junpei leaned
Cue the
over to
doom
look at it.
music.
List of all the numbered doors
like-
June's gone through.
I'll let
I
you
like
know
how
when
we
I'm
could
writing,
just
okay,
escape
Snake?
the fucking ship, but we're sitting down and doing our math homework instead before we
Yeah.
get off.
Welcome to visual novels.
And that's everything. I wrote down which door she went into and with whom. And I wrote what all the numbers were. So if you
She's got a
switch
good memory.
9 in wherever there's a 6, the numbers
Yeah, I
don't
wouldn't
work.
remember this shit.
If the digital root is 7, then you can't open door 4. If the digital root is 2, then you can't open door 8.
Clover,
Yes, we get it.
do you notice anything interesting on that list?
What do you mean?
You're talking about 3, right?
3?
3 and 8, too, by that
Santa's
logic.
always in the room with her. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
So is Lotus. What's your point?
What about it?
That's quite simple, really. You told me that the first time you came to this room, Santa was the first to refuse to leave June behind. Now, doesn't that beg the question why? Why would Santa do such a thing?
Personal infatuation?
Well, because 3 and 6 would be 9.
Because Santa is not actually 4, Santa is actually 1.
The answer is
Santa's
easy.
3, just for the record.
Because Santa can't open door 9 with only 7 in Lotus. Of course, there's only one reason for that. His number
Wait,
isn't
Santa's
actually 3.
3. Oh, it has to be 0.
Santa's real number, 7? Would you be so kind as to modify my sister's equations?
Yeah, sure.
Is it 5?
No, it's 0. Because you overshoot by 3 whenever you use the 9.
So you have to subtract 3.
So she has a 0, but then how does that show up as a 3 or even an E on the
Santa has a
bracelet?
0.
This is what you were getting at, right, Snake?
Well, yeah, but
Hmm.
Narrator?
he read out the changes he'd made. When he finished, he looked at Snake. Snake smiled.
Thank you. That is exactly right, 7. Santa's true number wasn't 3. It was 0.
Wait, you saw what he was writing! You're not blind!
Yeah, right.
No
I guess he heard the
way.
pencil stop and assumed that he was correct.
Santa is 0?
Well, wait, hang on. Are these the only doors that... I guess these are also the only doors that Santa went through.
The only
And
thing...
June was 9, not 6. Conversely, Santa was 0, not 3. Plus 3 and minus 3, they cancel one another out. Nothing appears out of order.
Santa was still playing by the rules of the nonary game this whole time.
Precisely.
So you're saying Santa planned this whole thing?
I'm not
Haven't
sure
we
if he
seen
acted
Santa
alone or
die?
not.
In the Yellow Submarine ending?
Hmm.
Sorry, what was the question?
Didn't we see Santa die in the Yellow Submarine ending?
Everybody died in that ending aside from the killer.
Everyone died.
Yeah, so that begs the question, is that just like, whoops, you made wrong choices, or are these wildly different timelines?
I assume that it has to be oops, you made wrong choices.
No. I'm pretty sure they're timelines. I'm pretty sure we're dealing with timey-wimey bullshit right now.
Because, like, characters act a little differently. Like, June,
Yep.
in the first playthrough we did, she's not a
Yep.
complete wacko.
So there's like two possibilities here. Either they are actual different timelines, or it's psychic-like visions and shit.
That is genuinely possible.
But I think it is
Considering that
safe
we've
to
been talking about
conclude that
psychic
he
shit this
is
entire
Zero.
fucking guide.
If my hypothesis is correct.
Still want to know why O. So. CD. Sorry.
What are you saying?
Why is 06?
I see.
Because
1,
it's
2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah, keep going.
0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. So it's. Okay, it's not hexadecimal, it's just hex.
I offer a different answer. O being the 15th letter, and 1 plus 5 equals 6.
Okay.
Clover
Ugh.
I hate it.
Yeah, me too.
She seemed to be having some difficulty.
Accepting the explanation.
Junpei remained silent and thought.
Snake's hypothesis. Something doesn't seem right. June's bracelet being flipped. Even if that were possible, that would mean there are 2 number 9 bracelets. And if that's the case?
All right, that's enough talking. Let's go. It's high time we went through that door.
The door opened. They leapt through.
Oh, it's right
Let
there.
me be-
The dead was directly in front of them as they came through the door. Quickly, they scanned the bracelets. And the detonator stopped.
Oh,
After pausing for a moment to catch their collective breath, Junpei and his companions headed down the long hallway in front of them.
all right. Let's keep going.
At the end was a set of stairs leading down into the ship.
I think these stairs go to the bottom deck.
They leaned out and looked over the side.
Looks dry.
Let's head down.
After deciding it was safe, they headed down the stairs.
So this is why I don't like the narrator.
Before long, Junpei and his companions found themselves on the bottom deck. They turned left into another hallway, at the end of which they found another door.
Hey, it's a.
And of course, there was a symbol engraved over the keyhole. It looked like the sort of harpoon one would use to hunt fish, the kind with 3 prongs. Snake traced the shape of it with his fingers.
This is the Neptune symbol. There must be a key around here somewhere.
Neptune key. I only have the Uranus key card.
Clearly, Uranus wasn't going to open this door.
It's a different planet. Plus, it's the wrong kind of key.
Let's turn around and go back for now.
Yeah.
After examining the door for a few more minutes, they gave up and headed back the way they'd come.
Hey, another door.
With a little more searching, they found a metal door.
And a card reader this time.
A symbol was engraved onto the card reader.
It's the Uranus symbol.
This is the place.
He muttered to himself and slid Uranus through the reader. Beeped once, and the light on it turned green.
Is this for people who are, like, hearing impaired?
Possibility. With a heavy metal groan, the door creaked open. Junpei, Clover, Snake, and Seven looked at one another, nodded, and stepped through. The room they'd found themselves in was full of books.
Wow! It's totally full of books!
There's so many. I don't know where to look.
This is almost comical at this point. It looked remarkably like a library.
No shit.
Not the sort of library where large numbers of people came to read books. More like the sort of library that was simply a place to store books.
A book depository?
He felt a little overwhelmed by the sheer number of books, but Junpei did his best to speak with authority.
All right, if we want to get through that door out there, we need the Neptune key.
This episode
I
is
say we
severely
split up and
missing
look for
badly
it.
drawn cleavage.
Okay.
Very well.
Sure thing.
Good. Let's get started then. We don't have a lot of
Snake, I
time.
want you to look as hard as you can.
Alice
I thought
sleeps
he
in a
was about to
small
say-
chamber, past the forest of knowledge.
I thought he was about to say Snake needed to get his tits out.
As he began his search, for reasons he didn't fully understand, Junpei felt those particular words float through his mind.
Psychic bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can kill the narrator at this point.
That's
Since
very
now there's
gracious of you.
Well, now there's an escape room, which means we don't have the abundance of time that we might have otherwise.
Trampled on, aka Yuri's Revenge.
Alright, so this looks like a two-stage or a two-level library.
Sweet
Oh,
baby
oh, God.
bejesus!
Okay. I guess
This
we're
is
not...
not the final episode.
Shit, I guess
Fuck
we're not
me.
done yet. But you know what the good news is? Now we can just land here if we ever need to.
Yeah, it's true. I guess.
Oh.
Get to die with.
Oh, shit.
Get to die.
Well, I guess my services won't be needed yet.
These are all clickable. Okay, that's very funny. Tangentially.
That book rocks.
Cambrian explosion is neat.
Hmm. I really hope we get a book of nymphomania.
No, this isn't that kind of visual novel.
Which makes me sad.
Alright, so which one of these books represents Alice, and where is she heading? Oh, sweet Jesus. Well, those really jump out at you.
I don't want to read more bad book jokes.
Supersymmetric string theory and 10-dimensional space-time. Right. That seems important. Oh. Hello.
No. Nidif.
What?
Lub.
Oh, this seems pretty straightforward.
Pinot, like the wine.
Right, yep. Open here, find bulb. Hey, it's a bulb. Open here, find blub.
Oh, I should.
Maybe stick that in the Uranus.
Yeah, yeah.
Lights to the books.
I would have never have thought of it like that way. Ever.
Boy, that's dark.
Literally.
This creature has adapted to the crushing pressure and oppressive darkness.
Are you talking about yourself?
Yes!
Yeah, I missed the beginning of it, so I'm sorry I made the subtext text.
I was gonna say you can relate to this, huh?
She is canonically
Yes.
from the abyss.
No, I'm from space.
So you've adapted to the absence of crushing pressure. Oh, we
No,
can.
I've
was-
adapted to the crushing pressure of life.
The Pythagorean theorem.
I bet your brother would really enjoy commenting on a lot of these.
Does Zach enjoy things?
Man, all these
He
flashbacks.
does!
Yes! We got him to stay up until 1 in the morning the other night talking about the French revolutions.
Why would you do that to him?
You know, I think every good friend needs to keep their friend up until 1 in the morning doing something they love some of the time.
Zach is
Whoa, whoa,
interesting.
whoa, 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 whoa. Let's enjoy this a minute.
Wow!
Uh,
God. With a Riemann?
I don't care for his worry.
What was the name of that book?
God, I love a good math joke.
The Riemann
He's
hypothesis.
talking the Riemann hypothesis as if it's a penis.
Does the Riemann hypothesis actually have to do with
No,
those things, or was it purely sex joke?
let's find
I'm
out.
looking it up now.
Please tell me it's something about hydraulics.
In mathematics, the Riemann hypothesis is a conjecture that the Riemann zeta function has its zeros only at the negative even integers and complex numbers with real part 1/2. Many consider it to be the most important unsolved problem in pure mathematics.
Wow, it was just a sex joke.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have
Doesn't sound like it
much
has
to
any
do with-
practical application.
Jeez. Looking at this hypothesis wiki page is quite a thing. There's so much here.
Well, if it's the most important unsolved pure mathematical problem, Wikipedia is the place for that sort of thing. Someone is going to calculate every attempt.
Yeah, they have them going from 2020 back to 1859.
Presumably Riemann himself.
Yep.
Dad kind.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh.
not as exciting.
I was expecting something very different.
I was expecting like a fun Buzz Aldrin joke.
Yeah, I was thinking like either a bunch of dad jokes or something our old friend Solar might have enjoyed.
Did you guys do Dad Dating Simulator?
Briefly.
Not since the first time. Although I have planted the idea that Dick Kickham ought to rise again.
You know what? Just go ahead, Dad. This stream needs more life.
What is
We
Sheldrake?
just don't know who that dude is.
Yep. And Owen isn't specific enough, so we're not even gonna bother to look at it.
Wish I hadn't ate all my candy earlier. What candy now?
It appears that Zero is a weed.
No shit. Anyone who names themselves Zero is a weed from the start.
We've acquired a picture book.
Hold on just a second. What's under that 5? I really would like to know what's under that 5.
Rotate your picture book. Oh, it's a dash, I bet.
Yeah, okay, it's a
Or
dash.
is it an I? Dun dun dun!
Or is it half of an X where the other half was pulled off?
Sex 5. Your sex is a 5.
Oof.
What?
Yikes.
What?
Um,
What?
your sex is on fire.
Well, you sang it to the tune of This Girl Is on Fire.
Did I?
Yes,
Yep.
I think.
Well, I only have so many.
The lead silver.
So until we get 3 picture books total, we're not going to be able to use that.
I think what just happened is he reached for a book at the same time that she did and didn't expect.
To grab her
Mhm.
hand.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Why is
I
it
really
that the
hope-
astronomy books are locked away?
I really hope that there's like a cute blushing shy anime face for all of the characters and not just June and Clover.
You
I
know
hope that
how
like
that
if we
works.
accidentally put our hand on top of 7, there's like a blushing 7 animation.
You know that ain't gonna be how this works.
Well, it could be read one of 2 ways. Is it 145 or 4? Yeah, it's 415.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's not the most impressive solve ever.
Is it because I clicked hint? If I hadn't done that, would that piece of dialogue not come up?
Not necessarily, but if you look up there, that's how they're set up anyway, so even without the hint, we had a way to get there. And we got another light bulb. Alright, so then we need 3 dedicated bulbs and 3 books.
I think there was a place we hadn't been yet. Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say, are there any shelving units we've not hit?
Haha.
That's 2. Cowboys and Indians.
Cowboys
Huh?
and Indians.
Is this
Is
is
this
this a
about to
strategy?
get racist?
Is this a strategy book or something? I see LILK.
Or 7s. There's just no way to know.
Nick.
Oh, we'll find out later. The commentaries are incredible.
They're interesting.
I am definitely 7 in this situation.
Oh boy, here
In
we
what
go.
way?
I'm a cross between 7 and Clover, I think. in that I can't be bothered right now. But I do at
So
least
what we have-
recognize a lot of these things.
So what we have to do to get you to have pink hair like that?
Wow, dyeing your hair sounds like a Herculean task.
It being brown, I would probably do best to have it bleached first. Although they've gotten a lot better about dyeing over brown. Also, I would just not do that.
Fundamentals of baseball.
You all heard it here first, people. Lit is whiteboarding fun.
Head.
So we got Head in a book about baseball.
Oh, what does he think this one says?
R. Where are you getting R?
Wow.
Okay, that was funny. But where is he getting R?
Great question.
So, one of the two L's upside down would be an R, I guess.
Like a poorly written lowercase r?
Yeah.
I still think that it's Lilk.
Lilk. Yeah, we need to find another, we need to find another light bulb.
Allegedly.
Can we climb?
Yes. I think that was a failed Transformers reference.
Possibly. Oh, there's the bulb.
Oh no, there's Todd Howard again.
16 times the light bulb.
Oh, it's gonna be a shadow thing.
I mean,
Oh,
that
we're gonna
part-
project the words.
Yeah, that part was indicated.
How many survivors of the nonary game does it take to screw in 3 light bulbs?
4, apparently.
It's a false question because nobody fucking survives.
Get out of the way. No, you two, move. I want to read the goddamn floor. Get the fuck out of the way.
Sheldrake
Sheldrake 5?
Sheldrake.
Oh, Sheldrake 5. That's one of the
I
books.
think I saw the rest of his collection somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around here.
Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Sheldrake.
Have you heard of him? Sheldrake, I mean.
Yeah, Lotus told me about him.
There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory.
Oh, is he the one with the dog picture?
Morphogenetic fields,
Yeah.
which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Really? From Lotus, huh?
Well, Clover also said something to me about that stuff.
She did?
Yeah, what was it?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger.
That girl. I told her not to tell anyone.
You did? Why?
Well,
Look, man, I didn't push it because we're in a hurry, but I'm kind of sick of this. How about you just tell me, okay?
tell you what?
Don't give me that. About the experiment.
Ugh. Very well, fine. I'll tell you everything. But not
And
here.
tell her where you got those
Let's
fucking
move to the top floor.
robes!
He doesn't know, baby.
I suppose I might as well start by telling you why I kept quiet, and why I made sure Clover did as well.
You didn't do a good job.
To be honest, the explanation is quite simple. Zero told me not to. I had little choice. He didn't walk up and tell me, of course. He gave me a message engraved on a card.
That's a Braille card. It looks just like the one you showed us earlier. So you had 2 cards.
No, only one.
Huh? What do you mean? I thought that card just had some rules for the nonary game on it.
Yes, it did. And those were the rules I read you. However, they were not the only thing on the card. There was something I didn't read. Well, perhaps I should say, there was something I couldn't read.
And that was?
Tell no one of the events that took place 9 years ago. Tell, and I activate your sister's detonator. It's a threat on our lives.
Oh. Well, what about Clover? Did she get a message from Zero too?
I don't believe she did. But doesn't it strike you as strange that Zero would shut my mouth, but not hers?
Yeah.
To be on the safe side, however, I told her it was best not to tell anyone. Still, apparently she told you. That girl.
What's wrong with her telling me? I figured some stuff out with the things she told me. I mean, it looks like the whole activate her detonator thing was just a bluff. She's prancing around downstairs happy as a clam now that you're back.
Jesus.
That's very true.
Don't say that. That's
I've decided to tell you the
dramatic
truth.
timing happens.
The chance
Boy.
that Santa is Zero is very high. I feel I can assume Santa doesn't have the time to observe us at the moment. And at any rate, even if he were, I very much doubt he would kill us.
Why?
Clover told me about the 4-leaf clover, about the words. If he knew about that, then he was in my group during the first experiment. I'm sure of it. He wouldn't kill us, no matter what the situation was.
Hey, Snake?
Yes, I know. You want to know what happened during the experiment.
Yeah.
How much do you know?
Clover told me about...
I see. The morphogenetic field in the experiments 9 years prior. How the experiments had taken place simultaneously at 2 locations, one being the ship and the other being a building in Nevada. And the
How do
girl
we
that
have time for
died
this?
during the experiment.
Good
She
question.
told you all that, did she?
Anime bullshit.
Yeah. You keep reminding us, and we keep
At any rate, I
having
now
our
know how much
disbelief
you've
pushed
learned.
further and further.
All that remains for us to determine
is who did this and why, right?
This
Yes.
is kind of stretching, like the limits
Can you
of
tell me what happened?
disbelief even for anime bullshit.
I appreciate you saying that.
yes.
It makes me feel better.
The people who organized the initial experiment were from a
No, I
company
agree,
called
this shit's
Cradle
fucking
Pharmaceuticals. There were 4 of them running the show. Gentaro
And I've
Hongo,
seen some bad shit.
Nagisa Nijisaki, Teruaki Kubota, Kagechika Musashido. Hongo was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
We know that
Nijisaki
face.
was his right-hand man and did the lion's share of the planning. Kubota led the company's research and development division.
That was the 9th man.
Musashido
Yep.
was their majority stockholder. It was these 4 people who planned the initial experiment. Let me simplify it for
Ace had a
you.
really stupid
Hongo
hat
designed
background.
it, and Nijisaki put it all together. Kubota developed the technology
I
required,
like his suit,
and
though.
Musashido provided the cash.
Yeah, that's a.
Huh, so it's Hongo,
That's just that
Nijisaki,
hat looks really goofy with
Kubota,
that suit.
Musashido...
Of course, more than 4 people were required to conduct an experiment of this scale. To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research. All in all, they gathered 10 people or so. Those 10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project. They named it the Nonary Project. The purpose of the experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel, I suppose you could say, for this control was the morphogenetic field.
Huh.
Why did the glycerin suddenly begin to crystallize? Why did the crystal structure of EDT undergo a sudden change? Why did the rats improve their puzzle-solving skills with each generation? Experiments with humans produce the same results. The more people who knew the answer to a question, the more there were who could answer correctly without having seen the problem before. Why is that? How could it happen? The answer is that the shape of the answer has been stored in a field invisible to the naked eye. And through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's Essentially the idea behind morphogenetic fields.
But that's just a theory.
Can't bring yourself to believe it?
Yeah.
Let's say someone killed another person because the devil told them to do it. Whether the devil exists or not has no relevance to the murder. They believe the devil exists. Whether or not he does is immaterial.
So what matters here is that Hongo believed in the morphogenetic field.
That's right.
But I still don't get it. You said they wanted to figure out how to control people, right? That is what you were saying.
Yes.
If this turns out to be Bioshock,
So how are they going to do that with a morphogenetic
Done.
field?
I'll keep
I'm
it
just
simple.
gonna go apeshit.
Let's suppose
I actually
10,000
just
people
started
have
playing
solved a certain
Bioshock.
problem.
For the first time.
The chance of you knowing that answer, even
I
if
will
no
keep
one has
that in
told you,
mind.
will go up. Let's have another example, shall we? Say 1 million people were to do a handstand right
How have you
now.
avoided it this whole
Tomorrow,
time?
the chances of you doing a handstand would be higher,
How
even
have
if
you
you had
avoided
heard
the
nothing of
spoiler
this
this whole
hypothetical
time, if
mass
that's true?
handstand.
Have you avoided the spoiler?
I guess? I don't know what spoiler you're talking about.
I feel like you would know. Very impressive. Tell me when you find it at the end.
Mankind's
okay.
thought process and actions are all part of a resonant event. All of the resonant events encoded into fields are projected onto you. Of course, this assumes you believe in this theory. Do you follow so far?
Yeah.
Now, if there was a person who had the same effect as those millions of people, what would happen? If that one person were to do a handstand, other people would find themselves wanting to do handstands as well.
No,
Can you
what?
imagine what a person with powers like that would be able to do?
Come on, there's no way.
I'm not done. Imagine another scenario. Imagine another person. This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand. What if there was someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands? What would happen then? A person who has the power to write to the
This
field,
shit's whack.
and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver. What would the
So,
world
turns
be
out
like
Zero
if there were
Yuri
people with abilities like
is
these?
participating in Yuri's revenge.
So the transmitter's resonant event can be transmitted through the field and sent to the receiver. And then the transmitter can control the receiver however they wish. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes. Close enough, at least.
Come on, that's just crazy.
Well, if you want to prove that, then you'll have to test it first. At least, that was how they thought. That was why they decided to do their experiment. That
It's funny.
was how the Nonary project began.
Because there's actually a section of real life scientific study that sort of follows a similar phenomenon in the real world that is still currently being researched on exactly why it happens. But we assume that it comes down to body language. If you tell a real life police officer, if you give a real life police officer 6 pictures of suspects, and you say, we think it's this guy, and you point to one of the 6 people, and we're gonna have you go in with a eyewitness and have them point out who the guilty party is, but you can't influence their decision, or otherwise it won't be admissible. The cop, will go in with the witness and agree with the witness. Sorry, the witness will pull out the person who the cop thinks it is, regardless of who actually did it. And the cop isn't telling the person who they think it is. The cop is just told beforehand, and then goes in and somehow through body language communicates who they want the witness to pick out as the criminal. And this is something that gets a lot of study because it's like
That's
hugely
important.
important. Yeah, if the cop has a bias, the cop, whether it's any bias, whether it's racial or whether the cop has a suspect that they wanted for another crime and they think this crime might have been committed by the same person but they have no evidence. Like, good or bad, those biases apparently seep into witnesses' decisions on who they thought committed the crime. And it's a fairly large part of forensic psychology is just trying to hammer down why this happens and how to prevent it from happening. because that kind of cross-contamination between a person who wasn't there and has biases and a person who was there and should be providing accurate information is so important.
It's contaminating your biology sample.
I mean,
that's metaphorically as important as that is.
No.
yeah.
We're all regular since Silver over here contaminating all the biological samples.
By the way, Junpei, have you
I
ever
thought I
heard
told
of the
you not to
Gansfeld
come into the
experiment?
flasks.
Yeah, that was an experiment in telepathy, right? You place a pair of subjects in separate rooms. Then you show one a picture and ask the other what they see.
Interesting. I'm impressed. Yes, that is exactly correct.
So, why did you bring up the Gansfeld experiment?
It was used to screen subjects for the Nonary Project. The hospital in a remote town was affiliated with Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo used it to conduct experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them, he found, had potential. He began to gather children that showed promise. Children that seemed as though they might be able to access the field. Of course, none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped.
This is cartoonishly evil.
There were 9 pairs of siblings taken, for 18 children total. For reasons that were not fully understood at the time, each pair had 1 transmitter and 1 receiver. They were split perfectly. As such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9.
Here's a question. How the fuck
The children who were put into Group
kidnap
Q
18 children
were the ones who
and
excelled
not
at
know?
transmitting. They were transferred to the
Leaving
mock
enough of a trail
experiment
for them to
building
get
known as
for them
Building
to get
Q
caught.
in the Nevada desert. The children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. Group A was then placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic. From the experiments he had conducted so far,
How did they
Hongo
get
had learned
access
the
to
following.
the Gigantic?
There are 2 things that can increase one's resonance with
Be
the
a busy
fields.
town.
The first is epiphany.
Oh
The
my
other
god, you're
is
right.
danger.
That was called the Gigantic. Holy fuck.
Mhm.
What?
In Busy Town, in the game that we made you sit through,
Mm-hmm.
the
I
ship
remember it well.
that you get to do the painting and assembly is
Mm-hmm.
the Gigantic.
Hmm.
Richard Scarry, or whomever wrote that game, I don't know if there was ever a book about that particular character and ship, probably did the whole sister ship to the Titanic thing.
Have you ever been faced with an
Damn.
especially difficult problem and thought about it very long and very hard
we've
until
come full circle
finally
here, Whit.
an answer suddenly appeared in
Yeah,
your
you're
mind?
right, this has to be
it
our
may
last
seem
episode.
obvious to say so, but that is what is
Well,
meant
I
by
Hi
didn't
epiphany.
say
everyone,
that,
go
but-
fuck yourself.
The information obtained through that epiphany can be easily transmitted through the fields, where it can be easily interpreted. Adding danger to that equation allows for even easier field access.
They have an
That's
extra 2
why
hours on my
Hongo
Thursday slot.
They set up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each one before they could move to the next room. Of course, he hadn't forgotten to include danger. He had detonated a bomb on the hull of the Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the Nonary game as the ship sunk.
Whoop. Well,
The children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment building, Building Q. Building Q duplicated the interior and puzzles of the Gigantic exactly. Every detail was exactly the same. Hongo explained the situation to the children in Group Q. Solve the puzzles you find throughout the rooms. When you have the answers, transmit that information to the children in Group A. If you succeed, they will be able to solve the puzzles and escape. But if you fail, then the Gigantic will sink, and your brothers and sisters will drown. Those
So do
were
we
his
think
Right,
orders.
June
this
was
is
in
comically
Nevada?
evil.
Do we think that June was in Nevada and she was a transmitter and her receiver was the girl who died and so now she's sending and receiving to Junpei?
Mm.
I was with you
Possibly.
right up until the last part. How is she sending to us?
Time travel.
No.
Oh.
Do you know why the astronauts of Apollo 13 were able to return to Earth safely?
What?
It was because
Tom
NASA
Hanks
had
rescued
access
everyone.
to a replica of the Apollo
Fucking
13
kidding.
capsule.
What?
All of the equipment, the instruments, everything. All of it identical. Everything
No.
was just like the real Apollo 13.
No!
Is that not true? Or is this
Fuck
just...
this game!
Like, why are
NASA
we
was
going
able to
here is what I'm
replicate the
trying to figure
situation
out.
the astronauts
Yeah.
found themselves in.
This game, what?
By putting themselves in the same situation,
We
they
were
attempted to
supposed
solve
to be
the
done
problems the
today.
astronauts
Oh,
were dealing
yeah,
with.
well.
Well, that's
Once
not
they
going to happen.
found solutions, they reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule. That
They
was
hooked
how
us
they
by
were able
giving
to
the final
return
branch a
safely.
direction.
It was the same with the
We
gigantic
assume
in
it's the
Building
final
Q.
branch and it isn't going to branch again somewhere down the
The
road.
children from Group Q had to use the power of Epiphany to solve the puzzles they found and
I wanna
transmit what they
screenshot that.
learned through the fields.
Because it's just it so perfectly encapsulates so much about QAnon. It's like we've got to save these children. Q is gonna save the children through the power of Epiphany and solving word puzzles.
Do you want this screenshot?
I don't. But if Snake says a storm is coming, then I do.
Yeah.
Ah,
The children in Group A, however, they had to access the fields to learn how they might advance to the next stage. That is the simplest explanation I can manage.
Huh.
Hey, Junpei, Snake! How much longer are you two gonna sit around on those bony asses? Get down here already!
He's right. Let's go, shall we? We don't have much time. We need to get out of here and soon.
Hold it. There's one more thing I want to ask you.
Where'd you get the rogues?
Are you sure that there were 18 kids?
Why?
Well, I thought it was only 16.
Oh, yes. That was what they said on the news, wasn't it? Yes. I have no doubt that 18 children were abducted and used in Hongo's experiment. After all, you couldn't exactly play a nonary game with any less, could you?
Well, yeah, but are you saying that the news got it wrong?
Yes, I am. There were 2 more children. However, they had no relatives that I'm aware of. I imagine no one filed a police report when they went missing. They were brother and sister, like Clover and I. The brother's name was Aoi. The sister's name was... Her name was Akane.
Ta-da!
That was the girl who died.
Dun dun
So
dun!
So June died.
Akane
She's a
Kuroshiki
ghost.
died 9
Oh.
years ago?
my God.
What's wrong?
No, just this. This
Uh-huh.
development.
Uh-huh.
You're
What's
kidding.
that?
Only assume it's some sort of hair tie.
And it's from
Did I-
that seller?
Did I hear hentai?
Hair tie.
Hair tie. Okay.
Like it's marked as being from that person?
Did you find a hair tie from the previous residence?
So you're gonna launch a complaint.
Wait,
I see.
wait, a complaint over a hair tie?
And that was this important?
Does
sorry,
does she know what she interrupted?
No, she doesn't know that we just got to an incredibly important reveal.
What's going on?
Oh,
It's okay, sweetheart.
June
I'm sorry
died
you're
9 years
upset.
ago, apparently.
I'm sorry, honey. There's a distinct possibility that she was scammed by an eBay seller. And she
Oh.
didn't know that
Kill him.
she's giving them the benefit of the doubt. She messaged them before she reported them.
Find him and kill him.
What's the nature of the offense here?
She
it can be
paid
said.
$20 for a Legend of Zelda figurine, and they sent her a hair tie with a sparkly gem on it.
What?
And
that is
the
very
person has
markedly.
over 200 reviews of 4 stars and above. So there's a chance that it was just some weird mistake. But if not, she is reporting the shit out of them. That's step 3, I think. Okay.
So
Now,
then,
back to
where
the
was we?
incredible rug pull.
Then, who is June? No. That's impossible. It can't be true.
Of course, she never died.
So that's the fever. It's not that she was getting possessed when she was having the fever. It was that she was
Losing hold
losing
on her
the
possession?
Yeah, she was losing her grip on her victim.
Is Santa her brother?
Possibility.
Akane
That would
isn't
make a lot of
uncommon a
sense.
name. If Snake had known her last name, that's a different matter entirely. So they share a name. A lot of other people do too. It doesn't mean anything. It was someone else.
Wouldn't it be funny if
course
it
it
just was someone else and
Someone
this was
else?
like
That
all a
would be
complete
great.
red herring?
Is something wrong, Junpei? Your breathing sounds strange.
Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm fine.
No. Why
Let's
are we
get back
still
down there,
keeping
all right?
secrets?
I couldn't do it.
Because
What
the
did I
pain
ask?
never ends.
What's her last name? I just couldn't get the words to come out.
Howard.
It might be bigger if you get the hell off the ship. Now we need to find that book, Sheldrake 5.
Yep. Yeah, I want to click on it.
Push the button! Push the button!
I did.
Time has come.
Okay.
Hey, Silver.
Yes.
Didn't the final door in the island of Dr. Brain open up exactly like that?
I don't remember.
And the whole fucking island turned out to be a ship?
The Island of Dr. Brain. We played that one together. I never beat Island of Dr. Brain as a child.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm out of ideas.
Just type them straight.
Oh, like just the...
Sure, why not?
Oh.
13, 14, 10, 13.
M, N, J, M.
Uh...
No, M and then N. 13, 14, 10, 13. Right. Oh.
What's it in,
In hex?
Yeah.
Oh, it's dead. It's dead, Jim. It's dead.
When you... Okay, so there's a joke of, I and dead people understand hex. How many people understand hex? If you tell that riddle, would you add those numbers together? Or is it like a, when you write multiple letters like that, it just is a string of numbers? Would it be 13 plus 14 plus 10 plus... Well, I guess because you couldn't decide exactly how to parse it, because it could be 131 plus... So it would just be 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 0, 1, 3.
That was my first thought in all this.
Thus giving you the answer of
And
13,000
then
something.
Yeah. And then I figured if hexadecimal makes sense, and sure enough, it spells out dead.
Oh my whole god.
Well, I mean, of course, we're still in the same escape room.
I guess.
It's like Legends of the Hidden Temple. First, you activate the mechanism, and then you have to find the right door.
Hmm.
Man, that was the time of life, huh? Legends of the Hidden Temple, Nick Arcade, Double Dare.
All right, this is the next.
Ugh, the door!
Did that just close on its own?
Don't tell me we can't go back.
I don't know. Let's see.
Why would you want to go back?
Because theoretically
it.
you have to get back to the
It looks like
keyhole
it locks
someday.
automatically.
Is there any other
Yeah.
way out?
Yeah, but everything else
Well,
is looped, hasn't
there's
it?
another door over on the right. There's a card reader next to it. It's got a red light on it, though, so I'm pretty sure it's locked too.
But there is a card reader, right?
Yeah.
Then perhaps if we find a key card, we could open the door and leave?
Well, yeah, that might work, but...
Hey! Wait a minute. Are you saying we're gonna have to search through this room for one little card?
Oh, man.
Looks that way.
No way!
For real?
Well, we can sit down and wait to die, if that's what you prefer. I
Kinda,
rather
yeah.
doubt that, however, so it would be wise to start looking. We haven't much time. Let's find that key card. Oh, and the Neptune key as well. We won't be able to get through the hallway without it. All right then, let's begin.
I swear, time is expanding DBZ style here.
Time has no meaning here.
Clearly. All right. Now, if you were
Nothing
to
has
check,
any meaning. You have no meaning.
Ah,
now if
joke's
you were
on
to
you, I
check the
never
floor
did.
card, it should. Yep, perfect. Now we've progressed.
Woof.
Still have work to do, of course.
Embrace the void.
Another nautical puzzle.
Nope, a different one.
Huh?
She's in a better mood.
How did she? Okay.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the sound of Alpha's brain shutting the fuck down.
And this is the sound of Alpha's brain turning the fuck back on. Well, yeah, but here's the big question: how can we manipulate?
We touch them.
So you're hitting the top right, or you were?
Yep.
Hmm. So
Whoops.
So we need to shut D off somehow.
There you go.
And then turn everything else around it on. Hit F. Hit the middle right. Cool.
Oh. Thanks.
Yep. That's like high-level magic square.
Hmm.
Okay, next question, where can we stick that?
Up your butt.
So we drop one piece of paper and pick up another.
No, I think that was an additional clue that we
Ultimately didn't need. Oh,
no.
so I think it can be assumed there's 3 more of these to find. Okay, so the fact remains we need to find 3 more emblems.
It doesn't bother me as much as the fucking exposition wasn't drawn out so incredibly hard.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Because we blew like, what, 20 minutes of just exposition about the test?
I mean, it was good to finally, like, get some answer, but...
Yeah, but they need to take 20 minutes to form and tell us that.
That makes sense to me.
Okay.
So the starting point appears to be...
England or Ireland, I think. South. Hang on, let me get a piece of paper. What did I write on last time? Sure, none of this is important. Oh, is this... No, it's not quite the same as the last puzzle. It's close, though. Our new improved puzzle is south, west, south, east, northeast, east, north, east.
If this doesn't work, I have a suspicion that the 2 maps that we have are supposed to go together to make one Uber map. Because when you were examining the map earlier, it said that it had like a weird crease on one side that I think it said matches a weird crease on the other side of the other map.
I think it just means that it continues.
Okay, okay. So it's not that the 2 maps connect together, it's just this map connects with itself.
That is my theory.
Okay.
Hooray!
Okay. Let's check it out.
Big box in the hall by the exit. What?
Is it that cabinet on the right side? All right, now. Let's get closer to the door and see, well,
Aha. Let's take a look.
flowchart controls
I think that might be it.
on page 4.
No.
All right, now.
Oop,
Okay, so
gotta stop hitting that button.
where can we access what we
No,
can?
I'm stop.
Oh, they did say three sheets of the stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so this is more Morse code.
Cool.
Okay. Back into the old nautical radium and wheelhouse.
This is a game that never ends.
It has been
Goes
moving the
on
goalposts
and
quite a
on, my
bit.
friends.
Because we beat it once, and it was just so baffling that we had to beat it 4 more times after that.
I'm gonna
A pipe.
beat you 4 more times.
Don't you threaten me with 5 distinct good times.
Would it be a good time if I hit him with the ball bat with the nails in it?
Another coffin.
Oh, holy shit. Indeed.
All ice.
The mummy.
It's the mummy.
Is there a mummy in it?
Oh, look at the inscription.
Big titty mummy.
And what does this big titty mommy have?
Ice, ice, baby. Do you think that,
You know what? I'm too tired to actually antagonize Wit right now.
It may not be what you think. It's massive mummy milkers. Totally different thing.
That's true.
I'm upset.
Not against the law.
I suppose it's technically true.
I'm
So
upset.
do we think that the mummy is the body that June is possessing? Is that too stupid to be possible?
Not at all.
I think we
I
can
don't
all
think it is
say
possible.
that nothing in this game is too stupid to be possible.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think that actually is June, and she's controlling their minds through time, so she survives.
Like she serves people apple pies, meringue pies, and then that allows her to mind control them.
What?
I don't understand.
I'm not going to explain it to you.
No, I love pie. I need to know how pie factors into this.
It doesn't.
She said search people through time.
Oh,
jeez.
I don't know. Time and
First
pie.
of all, I don't think any Egyptian was named Alice.
Oh, it was a nickname. Because she was all froze solid.
Oops, all ice.
She was all froze up. And then never thawed.
So you're saying we never saw her again?
Does that phrase upset you so much?
It's just a bad pun. That's all.
If it's
No,
good
I
enough,
meant the milkers.
Oh,
Oh, well, I mean,
well, we're obviously missing something.
there's a computer terminal available to us.
Yeah, I'm missing your answer.
There's another computer terminal. That one, right there. The tall one. Yeah.
Oh, I hope it's Battleship.
It's not.
Well, I can tell you. Yeah.
It was 143?
That's correct.
So 1. Oh, sorry. 1.
E.
What?
You fucked up.
How do I choose the next line?
Just tap. Just keep tapping and proceed.
Stop.
Bar?
Just do an SOS. 3 dits, 3 dashes, 3 dits.
Okay, I can only put 2 on
2
the
in
top
the
line.
first line. Can you make dashes, or is it only dot?
No, you can make dashes.
So I have to find.
We have to figure out a clue that gives us a 3-letter word then.
Our choices are M or N or A or I. Oh, could it be Owie? The boy who died?
Oh.
Well, what's the spelling?
It was
ALE?
AOI.
AOI?
So no.
No, O
'cause it
has
needs to be 4.
is 3 dashes.
Alright, let me get paper and start writing down possible combinations.
Oh yeah, that would be cool if you wanted to do that.
Ugh.
The first letter could be. Tell me when you're ready.
Yep. I'm just gonna grab my D&D notes and
Oh, that'll be
flip
confusing.
to the back of that. No, I'm gonna start from the back.
Never start from the back.
Take this dictation.
Hey, some girls like that. A lot of guys like that, too.
So here.
Alright, possible first letters are
A.
Alpha, Echo, no, not
Nope.
Echo,
Alpha,
Indigo.
Microphone. November. And that's it.
Okay. Second letters.
Beta. Charlie.
Bravo.
Sorry.
Charlie.
I always get that wrong. Foxtrot. Hotel. Wow, there's a lot of them. Dicker. Jukebox.
Juliet.
Thank you, Juliet. I knew it wasn't jukebox, but that was what you were getting. Lima. Papa. Quebec.
I always forget Q.
Victor. X-ray.
Yankee.
Thank you. You were gonna get yogurt.
I do like yogurt.
Does anything leap out at you as plausible?
You're missing a letter.
There's...
It's
we're
ace,
missing
isn't
one?
it?
No. It is Zulu.
Oh, also Zulu, but I was thinking that the
I
puzzle
wrote that
could be
down.
Ace, but the puzzle... Oh, the puzzle could be Ace, couldn't it?
Is the last letter 1?
It
Think
is a
so.
distinct possibility. Go for it.
It wasn't
No.
Ace, but it could have been, because
Yeah?
the last letter is 1.
So what are the ones? There's got to be only 2 of them. Echo and what else?
E and T. Echo and Tango.
Alright. Well, that is a much... That narrows it down quite a bit.
Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, India, Juliet, Kilo, Lima, Mike, November, Oscar, Papa, Quebec, Romeo, Sierra, Tango, Uniform, Victor, Whiskey, X-Ray, Yankee, Zulu. Still got it.
Yeah, the
Alright.
reason I've gotten so much better at it is that Kuro uses it for work.
Yep, makes sense.
If it spells a word and the last letter is T, then it needs to be A because otherwise there's no vowels, only consonants.
Yeah, my dad began his
So
Coast Guard
A
career as a
blank
radioman.
T,
Act.
ABT, ACT, AFT,
Alt.
AHT,
Apartment.
AJT, Alt,
Good.
apartment.
Well, out of those, act is a word.
Yeah, but why?
Act is a word. Apartment is an abbreviation.
And your last letter is a dash.
It wasn't act.
Okay.
Okay. Try apartment and then I'll
Why
cross
would
off
it be
T.
apartment?
I don't know. Why anything? A ghost. Someone's mad that their ghost roommate didn't do the dishes because they're incorporeal.
It's
Well,
not apartment.
I will say
Okay.
that it was a very apt idea.
Fuck! You're right.
That still wouldn't make sense, so I refuse to consider it.
Alright, so I've crossed off T because unless it's an initialism, it's not...
There's also alt,
Oh, okay, well then try Alt.
if you insist. It is not alt.
That can't be right. So then I'm crossing off T. I suppose it could be
I'm gonna do ace one more
T.
time, because I feel really strong about it.
Ice!
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, he's right. My idea was good, though.
What was yours?
It should have been ace.
Yeah.
You know Morse code? Of course he does.
Me or him? Oh, him, yeah.
I guess the reason he couldn't do it is that he couldn't... No, he could have just done it. Nothing was stopping him.
He wanted to watch you struggle.
Oh,
Possibility.
I think there
Don't
was
forget to take that. Yeah, don't forget to take that. When you say you think the coffin is unlocked? Just open the damn thing.
It's a Japanese game,
Open
so
the
we're gonna
fucking damn
find...
casket before I open your skull!
Ruh-roh.
We're gonna find
Hey,
somebody's
man.
panties in here. Every game you need to find somebody's panties.
In a
It
coffin?
comes from Japan. This is where we find the mummy's panties.
Yeah, there's no body in here.
No, I didn't. Fuck you. I assumed that would let me look. I don't know why I assumed that, because it's never meant it before.
That's the Neptune key and the fourth emblem.
Cool. We can't get out of the room.
But that's what the emblems are for, obviously.
I would assume the key card is indeed behind whatever the emblems are housing.
We can only hope.
Now, what was the order Snake presented to us?
I'll know it when
The
I
first
see it.
one was the cross, and the last one was the waffle. I believe the third one was the mysterious circle.
It was helm, and then cross. What? What?
What have we got here?
Alright, boys and girls, time to move our balls.
Oh, it's just finding the correct combinations for numbered doors.
Practice makes prefects? Aren't you appointed a prefect by the head of the house or something? But anyway.
But do they all need to be there?
So the only red ball I can see is 9.
Yeah, we can use any number. We'll need to get a 6 and a 3.
So
Push a number and let's see what happens.
I don't think you
Gotta stop hitting that button.
can. Because if to get the 3 you need a 1 and a 2. And then you no longer have enough balls to get 6, unless you can digital root it up.
Yes, it's digital root.
Oh, digital root. Okay, perfect. So what happens if we get 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 in 1?
We need 5.
Pardon?
We can do. We need 3 to 5 balls in each place.
Oh, okay. So then we just need 15. 5, 6, 4 on the left, and 1, 2 on the right.
3 to 5.
I know.
3 to
3 to
5.
5.
It's the same rules as getting through a door.
Okay,
We need 12.
okay.
I have a solution to present if everybody gives up.
I have
7,
given up.
3, 2.
Present the solution.
There are numbers left.
Ruh-roh.
Oh! Wait, but we can throw a 9 in there, right?
9 is a red ball.
We absolutely may not
No,
throw a 9 in there.
8, 1. 8, 1. We can throw 8, 1 into either one of them, right?
Oh, true.
So, yeah, that's good. Wait, why?
Check.
Why did that turn red?
Because you hit the limit of balls.
Oh, maybe it was telling you don't dare putting in any more.
Oh.
Well done. I had a 4 and 4 solution.
More balls we're not allowed to touch. Liberal culture is getting out of control.
So we cannot utilize 1 or 9.
Well, we'll need 11. No, we'll need 10.
10.
And we need 3 things to make 10.
Well, let's try 2, 3, 5. This isn't going to work because this is going to be... This isn't going to work. So then... We can't add 9 to this with what we have. So, but we can take out
Are you sure? 27.
Oh shit.
Or it's 25.
Oh,
It's
okay.
calculated a little there.
You dropped one of the ones in the tens place.
Gotcha.
Okay, level 3. We cannot use 1, 3, or 9.
It's got to be 3 and 3.
16 and 16. That's how you have to split these up.
Yeah.
Warp.
Well done.
I'm very smart.
I really hope this one is a little bit tougher.
Waffle.
Granted, I don't want the waffle to be tough, and I'm very thankful it's not blue.
Oh man, you could make coffin-shaped waffles with the right waffle iron.
I don't care what shape they are, put them in my fucking mouth.
So the rules are 3 to 5. Which
I really
means
could
there
use
is
some fried chicken right now.
the only way this works is to put all of them into one box.
Excuse me?
You heard me. 3 to
1,
5
2,
is the rule.
3,
If you put
4,
3 in
5.
one of the boxes, that leaves 2 for the
2.
other.
But how do we get 9
Sum up the
then?
numbers
It's
that
3
are
and
available
3.
to us and come up with the digital root. Is it now?
2.
1,
No, it's 3 and 2.
Oh.
I know, but 2
Is
isn't
it
an
now?
option. Okay. So,
That's not possible?
It is very possible.
I thought
Matter
you
of
said
fact, it's the easiest one yet.
it's 3 to 5 in each box and you need both.
No, I don't believe it said anywhere that you need both.
Digital root is 9.
Is it?
9, 11, in...
The addition comes up to 26.
But why the 9? Why is 9 the digital root of 0?
That's a good question.
The door wasn't... We didn't need to open that door.
Why didn't we need to open the 9 door? 9 door is always how you solve these things.
A picture?
Hey, it's the group picture of the people. It's Ace! Oh no, it's Ace
It's
the whole
Ace,
What the
time!
hell is this?
And it's who we called the 9th man.
This man with a mustache on the right. He's the same guy we found murdered in the captain's quarters. He had the zero bracelet on his left arm. And this second man, with the glasses and a doctor's coat. He's the 9th man. The one with... He died after he went...
Yep.
But this guy... Oh, man.
Yeah.
Did we not discover that in this playthrough?
But
No.
what does... Not only Ace...
We only...
And they look... happy. Like they knew each other well. Why? How in the world are these...
Look at that face
You
on the
say
last
Ace
man.
is in that picture?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was taken recently, though. Ace, the 9th man, and
Yeah.
Cap all look about 10 years...
Ah, so the 9th man and the man you found murdered in the captain's quarters are also in the picture?
And that leaves Mr. X as being the other person. The person
Yeah.
who was drugged and dressed to...
Is there anyone else?
Just fully
look like
blowed
Are
up?
there only 3 people
Yeah.
in the picture? I'm afraid I can't see it.
That would
No,
account for them
there's
all.
one more guy. He's got kinda long hair, he looks smart, but a little cold. He's the only one I don't recognize.
Looks the
You mean it-
tiniest bit like Santa?
I was going to say, you mean you don't see that
What's the
resemblance?
date of the photograph?
It doesn't have one.
Did you look on the back?
The back?
Yes, the reverse.
Huh. Praying for the success of the Nonary project. With Nijisaki, Kubota, and Musashido. Huh.
So that's Ace's
Then the
photo.
4 men in this picture were the organizers of the Nonary game 9 years ago. That means Ace, the 9th man, and Cap were all responsible for making it happen. But... I feel like I should be more shocked about this. It's almost as if that's just how things were always supposed to be. Why? Why am I not surprised? Ace was the one in charge of the nonary project. But then why? Why am I so calm? It's like I already knew.
Ah, of course. I understand now. Ace was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. He was the one who invented the game 9 years ago. He was Gentaro Hongo.
Ace is Hongo?
I had my suspicions from the beginning. Their voices were similar. Too similar to be a coincidence. I could never forget his voice. It was the voice of the devil. I couldn't be sure, though. After all, I had no way to check. I certainly couldn't ask him. Even if I had known, however, I would never have told you. Zero made it quite clear what would have happened if I did.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Huh?
I didn't know that Ace was Hongo.
Oh, yes. I suppose you wouldn't have. 9 years ago, you were in Building Q in Nevada, but Hongo was in the Gigantic with us.
I know. That's why I didn't know what Hongo looked like. But why? Why didn't you tell me? I mean, I'm your sister, right? You could have told me.
I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping this from you. But if I'd told you, Clover, you would have told everyone else. And if you did, then I would have been forced to tell them about what happened 9 years ago. I had to prevent that.
Hey, Junpei. You think I could borrow that picture for a sec?
Sure.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki,
You guys ready?
Sashido, Hongo, Kubota, Hongo, Kubota,
Hey, Seven.
Shut it! Just be quiet. I'm this close to remembering.
Oh, is this where he
This
remembers he's a
close.
cop again?
Hongo, Kubota, Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Shit.
What?
What's wrong?
Holy shit, this is nuts.
What's nuts?
I remember
Remember what?
everything.
Everything?
Yeah, I remember all of it.
Well, that's good.
My memory's back. I remember what happened before I got snatched.
What?
Meanwhile, mine's fading from brain damage.
Let me tell you what happened. Like Snake said, Ace is Hongo from the right. The other three are Musashido, Nijisaki, and Kubota. Musashido was the man with the cash. Nijisaki was Hongo's right-hand man. And Kubota developed the actual technical details of the experiments.
How do you know all this?
Come on, man, I told you, I finally got my memory back.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm trying to ask you why you knew all this stuff in the first place, before you forgot it.
You really want to know?
Of course.
Me too.
This is gonna take a while. Hell, it'll probably take me a good 3 days to tell you everything.
Well, we don't have 3 days.
Just give us the short version, all right?
Short version, huh? All right, fine. I'll give it a shot. No promises, though. I'm a detective. It's a little awkward
Clearly
to say
gonna
this
start
about
chewing on
myself,
my
but
fucking
you could probably
desk.
consider me a lone wolf
You're gonna
type.
chew your arm off to get away.
I hold to my own code, because I think doing what's right is more important than doing what you're told. That's why I followed my gut that night.
Start packing
The slim
snacks
lead
for
brought me to the wharf.
Thursdays.
Yeah, you really do. You need to
It was
eat.
9 years ago.
I've
Wharf
been
had cold
I've
as
been
fuck.
muting
I could
myself
barely
to
see
chomp
squat.
down some sliced peppers.
No, I've been dutifully sitting here.
I was
Suffering.
investigating a mess of kidnappings. It all had one thing in common.
You
A
need
history of
yeah,
visits
no,
to
you
one
need to eat.
particular hospital.
Yeah,
A
go
hospital
chop
under
yourself a
management of
pepper.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals. And my investigation had turned up evidence that Cradle had been involved in the kidnappings. After a little sweet
will
talking, I managed to finally get a
fucking
real
eat
lead
you.
from someone inside Cradle. My source told me this.
Tonight, a ship is set to
You
take
can
the
taste
children to a
enough
large
like
passenger
pork. I'm
liner
pretty
docked
sure it should make
offshore.
some good ribs out of you.
So I
He's
headed to
got
the
a
wharf.
very skinny torso.
From the shadows, I searched the harbor.
Although
till
I
found
haven't
the
really
ship
seen
I was
him with
talking
possible
about.
quarantine rate. He might finally
It's
have
a
matured.
good thing I like
There was a
my
bunch of
meat
movement.
chewed.
Men in black suits, many of them carrying large bags. The bags. There was something about the way they moved, no doubt about it. They were huge.
Is this
I
the
moved
cutscene
before I
we've seen
came out of
before?
hiding. Don't
Yes.
move. I felt dropped. I could just. There was nothing been sudden. There was a sharp drop. That was my last. My face. I woke up. Damn it. I did a quick one. Where am I? A small shed. A toilet. I'd seen a count. I'm in a cell facing the toilet. It was still pretty. I pushed. Not like through my... I knew. I gave up. Huh. I sat there for... Then... The voice was far away, but I could hear one. It was pretty high. Huh? No. Where? I pressed my ear to the... No, that's not it. Left. I hauled on the... And there it was. The bed had hidden it. I dropped flat on... But I knew it in my gut. Hold up. But then with my inside man...
Tonight.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It didn't matter. I checked out the metal... I stuck my fingers in it. And then...
And then he took a master stroke.
I finally got... The sweat was dripping. The first bit or so was to wind up eventually, and there was... I went from crawling like a worm in dirt to skittering like a bug. Couldn't say it was much better, but I'd take what I could get. And when I'd been in the thing long enough to... A massive sound nearly scared the piss out of me. It was like a heavy metal door had just been slammed shut. Then, there was a voice.
Ah, yes. We have an emergency, and we need to incinerate something. Just wait a tidy 18 minutes.
Well,
What?
the nice round
I
of
wasn't
9
sure what it
minutes.
meant, but anything with
Too
incinerate
short.
then, almost as if that was a cue.
No need to be
A bunch of-
hasty.
Damn it! I scrambled through the duct, made a giant racket. I soon found a metal door. The kids were screaming on the other side. I found it. I yanked the handle and... What the... I couldn't believe what... The room had a dome up top. Up in the ceiling was an almost like a... I looked down. There they were. The kids had been... They all gawked up at me, suddenly silent. Scared of the room or me, not like I can blame them running in. I snorted at my own dig at myself and turned to the kids. Don't worry, kids, I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. All of them stood there. Well, except one. He was a boy, slightly older than the others, in a private school uniform.
Who the hell are you?
He stepped forward and glared at me suspiciously. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you. It looked like they relaxed some the second I got the words out.
How are you gonna help us?
Where's the exit?
There isn't one. The doors we came in through won't open, and the door over there...
He kinda cut himself off. I think he was considering something before he changed his mind.
Anyway, there's no point. We can't all get out of here. If we don't get out of here, we're gonna be burned to death.
Burned to death?
Can't you hear it? That voice said the incinerator's gonna start up soon. So...
The voice spoke again.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
They only had 15 minutes. I looked back down at the kids. Looks like a good 20 or 30 feet to the floor. No way I could pull them up. Too big of a distance for any of us to reach. What the hell was I gonna do? But then I got an idea. Wait right there. I'm gonna be right back.
What? Where is he going? Are you just gonna leave us here?
They just got frightened again. I'm not the best at that kind of thing, but I tried to reassure them with a smile. Don't worry, all right? I'll be back, I promise. So just stay calm and wait right there. Got it? I didn't wait to hear them respond. There wasn't time. I had to hurry. Well,
What are you
as
trying to
fast
do,
as I
flood the
could,
incinerator?
Didn't take me long to get back to my cell.
Is there a...
Still no way out of there, but I had a plan. I needed something from the room. When I got it, I dove back into the hole and took off towards the incinerator.
Is there a blanket?
Then... Sorry to keep you waiting, guys. I tipped out the doorway and dropped down the rope I brought with me.
The what?
Rope.
Back in the cell, I'd torn the bed sheets into strips and tied them together to make a rope. It was sloppy, but
Excuse
it got
me.
the job done.
Typical jailhouses.
No. How the fuck did he do that in less
All right, just tie that around yourself,
than
okay?
15 minutes?
I'll pull you up one at a time.
Right!
Huh. Wait a second.
Ow.
Something was off. There were more of you before. Where'd the rest of you go?
Ow.
The boy in the uniform answered.
I let them go on ahead. We opened the number 9 door and they left.
What? You're telling me you opened that door?
That's what I said!
Then what the hell are you doing here?
We couldn't go with them.
Why not?
Look, the only people who can go through the numbered door...
He was in the middle of explaining when...
Incineration Incineration will begin in 5 minutes.
The wall shook a bit from the voice bouncing around.
Look, that can wait, all right? Just get us out of here!
Right! I grabbed onto the rope. The first one I pulled up was a girl with a ponytail. Next was a girl with a red necktie. A boy in a jacket came after. He said he'd climb up on his own. The boy in the uniform was the last up. Like the other kid, he climbed up the rope himself. He looked pretty scrawny, but I guess he was stronger than he looked. He moved fast, but when he was almost to me, we heard some knocking. Everyone looked at the door. It had a thick, square window set into it. On the other side, an angry face was staring in.
God damn it! What's going on here? Why is the room empty? Where the hell are those fucking kids?
The door opened, and a man stepped in looking half mad with fury. I recognized his face. I saw him many times in photos during my investigation. The man's name was Gintaro Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo saw the boy hanging from the rope. Yeah! It was like he was an animal. He lunged for the rope. Hurry!
I know!
The boy in the uniform booked it up the rope.
You son of a bitch! Get back here, you little shit!
15 feet. 10. The second I could reach the kid, I grabbed him. I hauled him up and tossed him into the duct behind me.
No! No!
Hongo had lost it. His face didn't even look human. It was like the bastard pulled off his fake face. He was really a terrifying devil or some kind of damn monster. I quickly reeled in the rope, leaving a furious Hongo yelling at me from the floor.
You fucking bastard! You won't get away with this! How dare you compromise this experiment!
Experiment? What experiment?
Incineration will begin in 1 minute.
Hey, old man! What the hell are you doing? Hurry up!
The boy in the uniform was trying to get my attention. I may have thrown a salute in a raging asshole's face before I closed the door behind me. I went to going back to the cell, so we went down the other direction instead. After about 30 feet, we came across another duct on the left. This one was heading down. Everybody nodded and took turns sliding down it. The duct emptied us out into a narrow hallway. There was a door on either side. The one on the left was a normal double door. But the one on the right was familiar. It had black and yellow stripes, and a device next to it on the wall. A plate on it read, Incinerator. Incinerator?
Yeah, that's where we were.
It was the girl with the red tie who answered me. We were inside an incinerator?
Yeah, Hongo might still be there. It looks like it's been shut off, though.
Wait, what? If he's still in there...
Yeah, that's not good.
That meant we'd better... We gotta get out of here. Go to the other door, hurry! The kids started running, and I was close on their heels. On the other side of the door was a large spiral staircase. Run! Didn't need to tell them twice. We went up and up and up. Our feet pounded the steps, our arms pumping fast. We went round and round and round. The devil was on our tail. The stairway kept going. We passed a couple of landings when the boy in the uniform suddenly spoke.
Something's up. Akane's not catching up to us.
Akane?
My kid sister. The girl with the red necktie.
Oh.
But
that's it.
They were supposed to be separated.
Akane. Akane.
The pairs. That was
Strange.
the point, I think.
I didn't remember seeing that name on the list of missing kids.
Hey! Akane!
He kept his hands around his mouth and yelled.
Maybe we outran her.
The boy in the uniform skidded to a stop. I stopped too, and so did the other two kids. When did we do that?
Well, we passed a couple big rooms on the way here. Maybe she took a rest in one of them?
No, that's impossible.
Sorry, Grandpa. You keep going. I gotta go look for her downstairs.
He turned to go.
Hey kid, wait! God damn it, I said wait!
I don't think the kid even heard me. Fuck! I spun around to the boy in the jacket and the girl with the ponytail.
I'm going after him. You two keep going, all right? You got it?
The girl nodded and ran up the stairs. But the boy...
I'm going with you.
I didn't have time to argue. I just nodded and took off down the stairs. I could hear him following me. We ran all the way to the bottom floor, calling for her. Akane was nowhere to be found.
God damn it, where the hell did she go?
I could tell the kid was frustrated. And then suddenly...
Help me! Somebody help me!
we heard a girl's voice.
Akane!
The boy in the uniform threw open the door and leapt into the hallway by the incinerator. We rushed in after him. I couldn't for the life of me believe what we were seeing. That bastard Hongo had Akane by the arm and was forcing her into the incinerator.
Come on, goddammit, move!
No!
That's
I don't want
Ace?
to! Let me go, please!
Yeah.
Let go of me!
She planted her feet squarely on the floor and was struggling to get away. But Hongo was bigger and stronger. She wasn't gonna win.
Akane!
My brother roared with anger and charged toward Hongo.
Help me!
Ah! You're too late, idiot!
Hongo lifted Akane bodily into the air and threw her, still fighting him, into the incinerator.
Ah!
Before we could even blink, Hongo had leapt through the door after her. We
What?
saw him land inside.
What?
Why would he?
Then, the door slammed shut.
Unless
We
he
ran to
turned
the
off
door.
the thing.
We
Haven't
did everything
heard
we
the
could think
announcer
of to
in a
get the
minute.
thing open. But
A minute was all that was left.
Ah! Fuck! It's no use! The goddamn thing won't move an inch!
So she got thrown to the
Started slamming his
incinerator,
fists
and
against the
present
door.
day she keeps experiencing hot
he was
flashes
close to
of
shattering
some
his
sort.
knuckles with how hard he pounded
That's a
on it.
very
Oh.
Japanese ghost thing to do.
Akane! Akane!
And it
Are you
explains
okay?
why,
Her voice was muffled, but all of us could hear the sheer terror in it.
why Zero wanted, Ace to die in the incinerator.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here!
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door!
What?
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes.
So he shut it
Please
off and then
evacuate the
restarted it.
incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's the same damn thing!
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Just hang on, alright? We're gonna figure out a way to save you.
His words would have seemed like a sick joke to her if she'd been able to see how white and bloodless his face was right then.
Incineration will be 17 minutes.
Please! Please help me! I'm really scared! I don't want to die, please! I don't want to die! I don't want to die!
It's gonna be alright. I'll figure something out. I promise.
Yeah.
I promise, okay?
Hey, remember the
You hear
first
me?
It was
playthrough we
torture
did?
listening to her sobbing on the other side of the door. Her brother was nearly crying himself.
No.
He could only stand
Nothing happened
there, fists
in it.
clenched so tight his neck.
Yep.
Nothing happened in it, and then Lotus got
What
stabbed to
happened
death.
then?
Come on, man.
Oh yeah.
Put yourself in my shoes. It doesn't end good. You think I want to remember that?
Then...
Yeah. Shit. If I'd known it was gonna be like this, I almost wish I hadn't remembered.
Hey, are you sure?
Huh?
Look, I don't want to ask this either, but there's something I don't get. So if you could just tell me, did that girl, Akane, really...
Yeah, I'm sure. There wasn't anything we could do. After a while, the countdown ended, and we heard something... burning. The fire stopped, but we still didn't move. Me and the jacket kid were frozen. The boy in the uniform collapsed as if he couldn't hold himself up anymore. A few minutes passed. The door opened. The boy in the uniform tripped over his own feet running in. We followed, too numb to speak. The air in the incinerator was hot. Every breath made my lungs feel like they were on fire. It was like standing on hot asphalt. The air was wavering, and in the middle of the room, there it lay. The kid's legs were shaking so bad, I don't know how he managed to walk. I couldn't see his face, but his body somehow looked empty. Finally, he reached it. He fell to his knees as his legs gave out on him. And then...
Then Trunks went Super Saiyan for the first time.
Can I ask you one more thing?
What's that? Wake me the fuck
The girl,
up right now.
Akane. What was her last name?
What does it matter to you?
Just tell me, okay? Please?
Kurashiki. Her name was Akane Kurashiki.
Fuck.
You were there that day, weren't you? The tall kid in the jacket. That was you, wasn't it?
No, you idiot.
Yes,
Oh,
it was.
Okay. I thought he was accusing
You
us.
are correct, Detective. Don't misunderstand me. I told you before how Zero threatened me. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't say anything about what happened 9 years ago.
So you're saying you're not working for Zero, right?
Of course not.
Clover, what about you?
Hey, come on! You really think I'm working with Zero? I told you before,
You really think I would
idiot.
murder people?
I was in Nevada, in Building Q. I did hear that a detective rescued the kids on the boat,
right now.
but I didn't know it was you.
Well, I guess I believe you. All right, let me ask you another question. Santa's real name is Aoi Kurashiki. He's Akane's brother. You know that?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Well, yes. I know Aoi Kurashiki was her brother, but I didn't know he was Santa. At least not from the beginning. 9 years ago, he was in the middle of puberty. His voice is entirely different now. I'm ashamed to say that even my exceptional hearing wasn't able to make that connection. As such, I had no reason to think Santa was Aoi.
When did you figure it out?
Clover told me that Santa might have been one of the subjects of the initial experiment. It was only a short while ago, while we were leaving the library. When she told me that, I had a feeling.
Santa is Aoi? Akane Kurashiki, June's brother?
There's still a lot we don't know. I mean, like a lot. But there is one thing I think we can say we know.
What's that?
The body we found in the shower room. It had to be Nijisaki, dressed up to look like Snake.
What?
Come on, man, what kind of detective are you? You didn't figure that out already?
Hey, go easy on me, man. I just got my memory back, all right? Cut me some slack.
He's got a point.
Well, if he is, the 3 murders make sense then, don't they? Yeah, that's right. Murder. Kubota blew himself up, but that was murder too. So why did these murders take place?
If Junpei is correct, and the body in the shower room was Nijisaki's,
Does
that
everybody
means
remember
all
who
of the
shoved the
people
ninth
who
man
were
into the
murdered
room?
were
Yeah,
involved with
not
the creation
shoved,
of the
but
Nonary
encouraged.
project. Kubota, the person who conducted the actual experiments. Nijisaki, Hongo's assistant. Musashido, the man who financed the project.
You mean this was all just revenge? Santa is Zero. He's getting revenge for the death of his sister. That's why he killed them.
No, I don't think Santa actually murdered anyone. If I'm right, then it's not hard to figure out who the next victim's gonna be, is it? I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
The next target will be Gentaro Hongo.
The person who planned the Nonary project.
In other words, Ace.
What?
Whoa, what the hell's going on here?
It must be 6 a.m. Our time is up.
Shit!
Come on, we need to get out of here.
Yeah, you spell your time.
I'm betting this sucker opens the exit. Come on, let's go.
Flip it around and look at the back.
Never mind any of this. Let's get out of here.
Let's have a 15-minute conversation about the meaning of the symbols of the key cards.
Oh my god, we've made so little progress. We have to stop. We have to stop.
Sorry, look at the flowchart again.
No. Shut up, Richard.
What is it you need to look at? We've barely progressed.
Okay, that's what I had
Save.
thought.
Yes.
Save.
I did save.
Till next week.
Yeah.
And for fuck's sake, someone remind me in the chat to buy snacks that day.
Yeah, we will start a little late if you can run to your kitchen and get something to eat. And it means you don't die.
Oh, that's not necessary. Just remind me that we're going to go get snacks.
Yes. We will.
Because I'm literally about to hunt down and eat silver over here.
I'm
You're not
good
gonna-
eating.
You're not
Don't
going to
eat
get
anyone
very
in
much.
your household for any
You're
of
not
your
gonna
neighbors.
You're not going to get very much substance out of him.
I don't know. He could have gained a ton of weight. I haven't seen
There's
him in a minute.
bone marrow.
There is bone marrow. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is bone marrow. Thank you for joining us. And apparently we are stuck in this hell forever, just like the people in 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors.
We've spent way more than 9 hours on that.
I can get you the playtime. It's approximately 19 hours.
That's a long time.
Sure is. Well, good night,
Yep.
everyone.
Night.
We can and will peg the ghost that's possessing a random ass person.
Yeah.
Yeah, good night, stupid.
Yeah.